欢迎来到 4WD Explore 4驱探险的 channel 啊。今天呢，大家觉得很奇怪啊，今天是由我来 host 的这个节目啊。我们的好朋友 Sam 这次不在啊。今天呢是这个 Anzac Day， 翻译成中文叫澳新军团胜利日，4天的这么一个假期。我和我的几个好朋友呢，一起来到了这个 Victoria High Country。我们现在在Camp Hawkwa 是在这个 High Country 的外围啊。今天呢，我的好朋友 Chris 也加入了我们一起，而且呢，他今天可以看到我们背景呢，他今天带来了他的这个 Patriot Camper， 这个在澳洲是非常有名的一个camper trailer 的一个品牌。Okay, say hello to everyone, Chris.
Hi everyone.
All right, so shall we give everyone some introduction about the walkthrough video for everyone?
Yep, that makes sense.
Okay. All right, so we are at the Patriot Camper now. 这个就是我们讲的澳洲的这个爱国者品牌的这个camping trailer 然后还有它的 owner Chris. Okay, Chris, give us a walkthrough about your trailer.
Sure, Mike. So the trailer...
Before that, actually, before that, Chris, tell us a bit more why you choose Patriot.
Sure. So my wife and I have had a caravan before this, quite a large caravan. And as I've explored a lot of the Australia with that, I wanted something that's a bit more nimble, something that I can take to tracks and places where a caravan can't go. Australia has got quite a big following, what we call grey nomads, and they stick kind of to the sealed roads. I wanted to explore places that are a bit harder to reach, and my caravan couldn't get there. So I was in the market for a camper trailer, something that can go anywhere that my car can go. And this fit the bill quite nicely. I went to a few 4x4 shows. I went to a few displays in different shops, just to understand, you know, the pros and cons of each trailer. And the Patriot is fit the bill quite well for my needs. So I'll give you a bit of a walk around on the trailer itself and what I liked about it. This here is like the main, I guess, area of the trailer. This is where we have all the electronics, kind of the brain of the system, together with a camp kitchen. Right? I'll talk a bit about electronics first. So across top here you can see we've got different buttons that turn on different things, like cabin lights, lights within each area and each side of the camper, which we're going to go through later. The ability to turn on the water pump, the fridge, accessories, and the air compressor, because this camper is actually on air suspension, and unlike some others that are conventional sort of leaf spring suspension. The camper comes with a 160-litre water tank, which you can see here. It's powered by Red Arc Manager 30, which means that you can have multiple sources of charging your batteries. One of those sources is solar through the car as you drive, obviously, and third source is when you're at home or when you're in a caravan park, you can actually plug it in and just charge off the grid as well. So you have a lot of options. So Manager 30 is really good for that. The air suspension of the trailer, this is what these two noggins are for. You can actually raise and lower the trailer. This is a really important feature for me because if you're getting off the sealed roads and you're going to go on the tracks, it's very unlikely you're going to find level ground. What it allows you, it's one of the differentiators with the Patriot, it allows you to get to places that are quite uneven. Sometimes you're there in the middle of the night. You might not be able to find a flat spot. It allows you to independently raise each side so you can level the trailer from side to side. You can also use the wheel chook at the front to actually level it back to front.
That's really a practical feature.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than sleeping with not uneven ground, and if you have multiple people, you're rolling onto one side. To me, it's really important to have a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when I get on the tracks, you know, I'm tired, I can make mistakes. So to me, it's really important to get a good night's sleep. And it might seem like a small feature. It's quite an important feature. It allows you to quickly to drop the camper while you're towing as well. So you have less wind drag behind you as well. It's quite stable. But also, when you get off-road, you can jack it up and it will go anywhere the car will go.
Okay.
It comes with, you know, some basic charging things like your cigarette lighters, quite common in Australia. It comes with different USB-C, USB-A ports up here as well. It allows you to plug in. I've actually added this additional Anderson plug. In Australia, there's a lot of accessories that run over 50 amp Anderson, and while these are good sort of for 10 up to 10 amp, that plug can run bigger accessories straight to the battery up to 100 amps. I'll go through the drawers here. So you've got a bit of a camp kitchen here, like I said.
Yep.
This is a Dometic 2-burner stove oven. It comes with the camper. It comes with a side, so you can actually set up and give it a wind protection. What I like about this, and something that I do, is it's got 2 burners. It's got a middle burner, but what it allows you to do also is to make some toast in the morning. So you can actually put some toast while you're cooking on top. They'll actually toast your bread as well. What's also good is this is not actually fixed on a camper, and it's one of the improvements, I think, that it's something that Patriot can look at. It takes quite a bit of bench space when you have it like this. So sometimes I'll actually remove this whole camp kitchen and run it off a table. And by doing that, it just gives me a bit more space to be able to cook and prepare food as well. Because that way I can just push this back in, and I have a whole bench to actually work on. It comes with the lights. What I like about it is you can actually adjust these lights. It's not just on and off button. You can actually hold it down, and at night you can actually lower the intensity, or you can actually increase the intensity depending how much light you need as well. It comes some handy hooks. I use my front runner utensil place to actually hook things on. I'm sure they're multi-purpose. And because the awning is so large, it gives you a really nice open feel, Mike, as you can see, where you can cook your meal. It actually comes with the side walls as well, which you can put on the actual awning. So by attaching side walls, you can close this whole area, and this whole area could be a bit more of a private experience if you'd like. I like to be outdoors. I like to be in the open space, so I don't put those on unless absolutely necessary. What's also good, it comes with these, what they call infill panels. These infill panels here basically stop the rain seeping between the rooftop tent, which we're going to talk about on the other side, and getting into your kitchen. Yep. So if you're in the middle of preparing food, you have a nice space to actually work and clean. I also want to talk a bit about this area, which is quite practical. We get a 55-litre Dometic fridge that fits in here by standard. It's got some clever use of drawers as well, right? You can put your cutlery in one spot, some spaces to put things like, dishwashing things, which actually, that way you can keep it all in the area that you're working. It has a little drawers where you can keep all your cutlery and things at hand as well. And obviously it comes with a sink for cold water and hot water as well. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So that's a little bit about the kitchen. Okay. Yeah. If we look at the back of the camper here, this is the main storage area in a camper. You'll notice there's a couple of more charging ports here that I've put on the side for different accessories, especially when you have family and kids around. There's never enough charging ports. There are phones, iPads, and other things. This big area back here is for your big tables, which you can see set up over there. You can fit quite a lot. It runs the whole length of the camper, and you can put your big ticket items. I sometimes carry my chainsaw in here as well, and all the tables, chairs, everything that you need, kind of a meter by 1.5, can sort of fit in here. It comes with a built-in drawer, just like you'd see on most four-wheel drive nowadays, that allows you to customize how you want and what you want access to. These panels just lift up and slide, so you can adjust the sizing of the space that you need. So in this case, we're going to use this bag tomorrow when we're away from a camper. We didn't want to take everything out. Quite easy to actually adjust and give yourself the space that you need. Yep. All the drawers are actually locked in, which seems like a small feature, so they can't move. But when I was shopping around, not all companies offered that, and I liked that as an additional feature. We got a swing away for the spare, like we do on most campers now, to be able to access the rear. The other little detail that I really like about this camper is these little storage boxes on the side. They're the ones that are not weatherproof, obviously, but they're perfect for, your kids' balls. They're perfect for, beach toys if you go down to the beach. Anything that can get dirty, but you don't really mind because it's going to get quite dusty. But it's quite a good use of space. That way you don't actually waste that space. And it's available on both sides, and it is lockable with these latches as well. So you can carry, a tarp or anything you put on the floor, anything that you don't mind that needs to be inside at any point.
always good to have more rooms for extra beers.
Yeah. These infills actually open, so if you want to look outside as well through the rooftop tent, if you don't want to fully close up, which you can access from both sides.
Okay.
I think that's quite nice as well. If we come around this side, this is your sleeping quarters. Now this model that I've got here is a Patriot X1-N. Is the first generation X camper. I've chosen the N, so it comes with a X1H, which is one that comes with their own version of their own tent. You can buy one that's called the N, and the N is designed for people like me who already had a rooftop tent. So if you don't want to actually pay for that, it comes with a built-in rack. That's quite a sturdy rack. Might be a bit hard to see under here because it's quite low profile and it sits really well on the camper, so there's not a lot of wind noise. And you can put any tent that you've got, which is great, right? So you don't have to. I love that they have that option. You don't have to go all out.
Okay.
On this side is another working area. When a tent is collapsed, you have to watch your head a little bit. Obviously, it's a bit low, but it comes with more storage. I've actually installed a little travel oven. The Travel Buddy is quite popular in Australia. It runs off 12 volts. It's a 10 amp 12 volt oven that allows you to, do some, meat pies or anything you might like, some nice Greek dishes that you can sort of put in there. And while you're driving, it's going to just cook your food. And when you get there, it's ready to go. These little bags are great as well. They come from Patriot till Extra, but it allows you to use this space really well. So if you have your better half that needs storage for, it could be clothes, it could be food, it's quite easy to just, use these little containers. And they're collapsible when they're not in use, which is great. So you can fit knickknacks, you can put what's in there. You can actually also buy a version that's got a clear lid, so you can see what's in there without opening them up. So I think that's a really good use of that space.
Yep.
In the front compartment here, where the fridge is on the other side, you got more storage space. I use it to carry some sleeping bags, some chairs. But down there in the corner, Mike, you can see some electrical components as well, which is basically your circuit breakers, which you can reset in case you have an electrical issue. So it's all nice and accessible. You don't have to be an expert. So here we've got another, it's basically a hot water system.
Yep.
So this plumbs by just collecting a gas hose to your LPG gas, and basically you can have two outlets, one for shower and one for your hot water if you choose to do, because the tank does come with 160, 170 liters of water. I think it's 160. And then we have the front of the camper. The front of the camper is what they call a man cave by Patriot, probably because that's where you keep your barbecue unit. On the front of it, you can actually attach two max tracks. I wanted to put 4, but Patriot says 2 is the maximum you should carry on here.
Yep.
That's what it's rated for. And in the main cave is basically all the things you need quick access to. So you have your barbecue over here, which is a little Weber baby Q, so it's not big as at home, but it does the job for when you just want to have a little barbecue. It's on a nice little pivot and swing, so you can have it really nice next to a kitchen, or you can move it over here. And it swings back in on this swing, so there's no attaching or detaching or items like that.
Yeah.
It comes with 2 gas bottles, one on each side. They're 4 kilo gas bottles, and they last a really, really long time. They come with these protectors so that rocks are not hitting them when we're going off-road or behind a car onto it. And I keep some drawers that I just got from local Bunnings where I can put some electrical cables, some lights, cable ties, and other things that men always need when they're fixing things and working on things in the bush. The reason I bought it at the end is not that it just thought out well, it's also really, really reliable. It's built tough. It's built in Australia by Australians that have been camping and know our roads and our conditions for a really long time. These are the people that use the products. People that build the products are the ones that use them. The camper is really gone anywhere my car can go now. It's got a DO35 hook at the front, which is at the moment locked because sometimes I leave this in places when I unhook and I take the car on some harder tracks that you shouldn't be really towing or not rated for things. This is from Purple Line. It's an anti-theft device. It's made really strong, and to actually get this off, you'd have to grind it off, and that'd be very difficult to do as well. There's some videos on YouTube on that as well. But that DO35, what I'm trying to show here is maneuverability. So you got 360 maneuverability with your car. which is really important. So as you drive, obviously car can be a different angle, trailer can be a different angle. It allows you to get to those places. It comes with a handbrake as well, which you'd expect most modern trailers. It's built really tough. Underneath we've got Trailmaster suspension as well, Mike. And that suspension is really taking a lot of beating in terms of the dual shocks on both sides, together with the Airman airbag suspension, which allowed that leveling that we talked about before. But it's a very competent trailer, and I know that the trailer is going to take me there and, more importantly, bring me back home. And that's a really important aspect for me. That's kind of in a nutshell a bit about it. We didn't talk about the tent. The tent, you can put any rooftop tent that you like.
Yep.
I've got an iCamper because I had iCampers before, and I've got one on my car as well. But it'll take any sort of tent. Some people don't put a rooftop tent, I should say. Some people put kayaks on there. Some people put, if a swag is your thing, you can do that as well. You can put bikes. Some people, kids, they might have 4 bikes on there. So it's quite a versatile, and you can adapt it as you need it.
Okay. So I can see there is an interesting thing, powered by custom lithium.
Yes.
So your battery is from, I assume that's from custom lithium.
So I've got a system in my car and a system in my camper. While the Patriot did come with its own batteries, it comes with 250 amp hour stock batteries. They offer you a lithium upgrade as well from factory, so you can actually buy a lithium setup. I'm quite fond of custom lithium. I bought quite a few products from them. I recommended them to some of my closest friends, and they're all running custom lithium. So
that include me.
That includes yourself, yeah. And that's what I replaced sort of on my Manager 30, because you get a lot more power through custom lithium. Lithium batteries you can use up to 80-90% versus an AGM or sealed acid battery that you probably get 50% before you start sort of losing power and dropping below 12 volts. So they hold power much better, and they're a lot lighter. So this is quite a light trailer to begin with. I think empty it's about 900 kilos. When I had it on a weight bridge, fully loaded with water and fridges and all the bells and whistles and toys, it was sitting at about 1.42 tons. Which is still relatively light for, everything you get in this trailer. You can get into spots also that are quite small. As you can see, it's quite compact. You don't really need those extension mirrors on your car as well. You can kind of see right behind because it's actually narrower than the car, which is another positive, I think, in my view. And the storage at home is quite small too.
Plus, the style suits the Defender.
It does. It does. So if you want us to keep making these sort of videos and you find the content useful, please like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.